morning and welcome back to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you're watching us live on Facebook, thank you for that. We do appreciate it. Please remember that Facebook does keep these shows live on our page, so you can check them out throughout the day, or you can go back and watch older shows if you so choose. Just go to our page and click on the videos tab. And we're not entirely sure what keeps happening with the video recording. It continues to come out at a resolution that it's not supposed to. That's interesting. So anyway, appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you are watching us online, we do upload these shows to www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. We have audio and video versions there for you to check out. So please do so. And if you are listening there, we do appreciate that as well. Getting into your traffic this morning, lots of cancellations of things today, so traffic not too bad. I-12 is flowing, minor on-ramp delays getting on I-12 in Livingston Parish. 4-H Club Road, River Road, and 190 is moving. 64 into Central is flowing as well. Greenville Springs moving as well. So not too bad this morning. Of course, school is canceled today. Libraries are closed as well. Want to throw that out there. So please keep those things in mind. Your current weather, it's 73 degrees outside. Obviously pretty cloudy. Looking at some bad weather coming for the rest of the day. It's going to be minor winds this morning. We caught some outer bands last night, as you note, from Hurricane Delta. As you noticed, we got quite a bit of rain. Some flash flooding in certain areas. So if you are commuting this morning, please remember that those areas that usually have rising water probably do even still to this hour here at the 7:30 hour. So please be careful. Turn around. Don't drown. It is going to get up to 80 today, 72 your overnight low. You're looking at wind and thunderstorms. Hurricane Delta is currently a Cat 3 and is, unfortunately for the folks of southwestern Louisiana, barreling towards them pretty quickly at about 12 miles an hour. Good morning, Miss Margaret. Thanks for joining us. It's about 200 miles off the coast. They are expecting sometime this afternoon for it to make landfall. It's going to wobble a bit, so it's going to kind of move over into Texas and then come back into southwestern Louisiana. And then sometime this afternoon, it's going to start curving to the northeast. That's when we are expected to really start catching some heavier wind and thunderstorms sometime this afternoon, lasting into tonight. It is a large storm, so we are expected to experience some of those problems for quite a while. So please keep that in mind. As we move towards, I guess you can say, as we move towards the afternoon hours. If you go to work in the morning and maybe come home at noon, you should be good. We are going to have a little bit of wind and rain this morning, but nothing too terrible. It's going to be after that afternoon, roughly between 1 and 3, that we're going to start experiencing some of the actual inner storm and some of those heavy rains and winds. So please keep that in mind. If you are heading to work today, please remember, an umbrella might not do it because there's going to be some heavy rain, so maybe bring a poncho as well. Before we talk about Phase 3 extension, let's get into your COVID-19 statistics real quick. 170,621 cases, 5,416 deaths, 2,437,687 tests. There are 157,873 that have recovered, 564 hospitalized on 79 ventilators. In Livingston Parish, 3,926 cases, 76 confirmed deaths, and 42,279 tests. Talking about those mitigation efforts real quick, please remember to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds or more. Wear a mask in public. It is a mandate. 6 feet or more of distance between yourself and others. Control your cough and sneezing with an elbow or a tissue, preferably your own elbow. Don't touch your face, my favorite one. 50 or less to a gathering, preferably less, and stay home if you're sick, and utilize telehealth to get in touch with your doctor. Speaking about Phase 3 this morning, it will remain in place until November 6th. That's just after, that'll be the Friday after the election. We entered Phase 3 on September 11th, and what the governor has said is that a lot of this focus is on bars, and that seems to be the point of contention. Parishes are looking for a 5% positivity rate per the governor's mandate. Currently, 40 parishes have met the 5% criteria, and 27 have opted in to allow bars to reopen at that 25% capacity. I guess you can say at that 25% capacity rate, or up to 50 people. So, of course, Livingston Parish, having sent a letter, the council did, to the governor, stating that Livingston Parish acquiring that 5% positivity rate would be difficult. Many people here not exactly going to get tested regularly, especially if they just have symptoms. They're just staying home, according to the parish council. So the council believes that most people that are getting tested are going to be positive. Of course, the parish's positivity rate has hovered between 6 and 9% over the past few weeks. So it's close, but it's not quite there. The parish council did meet last night. We're trying to catch up with some of the members to ask them about some of the things that happened. But again, extended until November 6th, phase 3. Bars do also have to close at 11 p.m. Excuse me. One of the things that the governor did announce is there was already a previous announcement that alcohol sales would be allowed at certain sports venues moving forward. However, the state fire marshal will also be issuing guidance so that individuals can submit plans to have fairs and festivals going forward. The governor said he wasn't exactly sure what those regulations and guidelines would look like, but he does expect that to be coming out in the next week or two. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward with those fairs and festivals. I know a lot of people have missed those, especially here in the fall, but trying to get it ramped up coming up for the spring when we want to have those big gatherings. So let's keep that in mind and keep watching that. That's about it for the show today. Of course, if you're thinking about the Phase 3 extension, the battle continues at the legislature. Right now, there are certain bills that are in both the House and the Senate. Not entirely sure what's going to happen to those bills because of the delay from Hurricane Delta. So we're going to be keeping our eye on that, what's going on there. Right now, it appears that the bill from the House that would suspend the governor's ability to extend it would suspend this current emergency declaration for 30 days after the end of the legislative session. So I'll say that again. Current bill coming out of the House. Good morning, Mr. Mike. Thanks for joining us. The current bill coming out of the House, which is sponsored by Representative Clay Scheck-Snyder, at the end of the session, which is October 27th, would kick into effect and would essentially suspend the emergency declaration for 30 days to just kind of see what happens. That is in the Senate. It is on the Senate floor. The bill from the Senate, which is in House committee at the moment, is trying to get more legislators at the table when the governor analyzes the information about COVID-19 to make a decision about whether or not to extend the phases. So both of those bills are still in transit. Neither one of them has a complete veto-proof majority just yet. The bill from the House does have a veto majority from the House, but if it does not get it from the Senate, it will have to go to the governor's desk. So it's going to be an interesting battle there in the Senate. Getting back into your traffic real quick to wrap the show up is that there's not a whole lot of traffic this morning, a lot of cancellations, a lot of people probably staying home because of the imminent rain and wind coming from Hurricane Delta. It is expected to strike southwestern Louisiana as a Cat 3 storm or Category 3 storm. It's going to wobble a bit in between Louisiana and Texas, just a bit there on the border, and then it's expected to take a northeasterly track, and that's when Baton Rouge comes in danger of receiving some of that damage from the actual center of the storm, which is large. So, be mindful of the weather today. If you do have to go to work, please remember, pack an umbrella and a poncho. But again, not a whole lot of traffic to report this morning. No school, so no traffic from that, and I-12 is flowing, as well as 4-H Club Road, River Road, and 190 going into Baton Rouge, as well as Central, or 64, heading into Central. It's currently 73 degrees. 80 degrees is going to be your high today. 72 your overnight low. Going to be windy and thunderstorms pretty much all day as, Hurricane Delta continues to move forward along that path again, where it's going to strike southwestern Louisiana and then take a northeasterly path. And we expect to get some of the brunt of the weather that we'll be experiencing sometime this afternoon between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. One last time, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning for the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. Want to remind folks that we are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We are once a week in print on Thursdays at $7 a month to get that in your mailbox. We're also online, www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. We have audio and video versions there for you to check out. They are free. We also have a coronavirus page, which is free, and a breaking news page, which is free as well. Please stay safe today. Please remember that you might lose power for a little bit if we do start getting some of those heavy winds. We know that Entergy crews are going to be working on that, as well as Demco. Please keep those linemen in your thoughts. Excuse me. And please remember, we are going to be getting heavy rains after we already got heavy rains last night. So please turn around, don't drown, and stay safe if you're out there on the roads. And the storm is moving 12 to 15 miles an hour. So we are expected to experience effects. Pardon me, dropped my pen. We are expected to experience effects for several hours. So please keep that in mind, and please be ready to hunker down. We, again, hope you have a great weekend. Please stay safe today, and we will see you Monday morning.